So I'm gonna tell you that I'm about to do a reaction from, there's a band from Mongolia called The Who. Now, I'm not gonna say I don't know about these guys because actually somebody from the comments sent me the video of this one that has like 40 million views, and I was like, okay, I gotta listen to this. And then I listened, I got really interested, did a little homework on them, and love their passion carrying the the cultural message of Mongolia and stuff, and keeping that so close to them during the production of it. But it's Mongolian rock, metal based music. And so I did a little digging on them, and I found them to be so personable. There's 2 interviews. I'll put everything down at on the links below. And to see them so passionate, so proud, and then coming up with this style of music that ended up on a Star Wars game, for God's sakes. I said, okay, I got to listen to this. So what I did is I just type into YouTube, the band, and then, it shows up here on the side that I could just choose something, and I said, okay, let me just hear this. So this one's called The Great Chinggis Khaan. One other thing I want to say, that was the copyright police. Because if you see any commercials going through this video while I'm playing back, that's because they can claim the copyright on it and they can run commercials on it. I do not monetize my channel whatsoever. So, all right, here we go. All right.
Chinggis Khaan Dildin garangada salladım arasam Dildin gidecek serlik sanırdı son
That's so cool. Okay, first off, if you don't know how I do my reactions, I stop, talk. Sorry if I stop at the wrong place. Sometimes I get those comments. Okay, the first thing is 2 stringed instruments here are carrying the weight of a composition. And that is so powerful. First of all, this guy's voice, the Tuvan use, it's a style of singing, it's a style of, I don't know how you say it in a technical way, but the use of the vocal cords, where you can get multiple tones, believe it or not, out of a single breath going through the folds of your vocal cords. I'm not a vocal coach. I think there's 3 or 4 vocal coaches that talk about this, go there. But his voice is so cool. As a matter of fact, in the interviews, his voice is super cool. So this style of singing really kind of hits you right here, kind of like a didgeridoo would do. And actually there's a couple of same kind of like intonations with some Tuvan vocal work and the didgeridoo. A little bit of the, there could be rhythmic technique patterns that are being pushed through a big long whole note when they're holding it, but it could be, sorry, that sounded more like Bugs Bunny. Shit. No offense. The fact that they carry this too with their particular instruments, there is a drone note through this. I don't know what the key is, But a drone note or a pedal note is one note that stays consistent, just like a bagpipe. So a concert tune bagpipe, I think, is B flat. You know, when they fill up the bag and they press and they start get going and then they do their marches or their beautiful music with bagpipes. That one drone that hangs out there is the B flat. I think it can be tuned in other ones, but other tuning. But I think D. But it is something that is visceral and soulful and powerful, and it really kind of just pulls you from the soul right into it. I mean, have you ever heard a bagpipe kickstart? You automatically go, you feel that. This is identical for me on that. So now when the drums came in and a little bit more of the power came in, I kind of recognized a little bit of that from that other video that I saw, which was the wolf totem. I had to take a quick peek. So I'm familiar with that power and stuff, but thus far, in an explanation to this point of what I'm hearing, that 2 strings played the right way and a wonderful vocal arrangement is enough to just suck you right into it. And that's what's happening to me right now. So I'm going to go back a little bit. Let's continue this. Short break here. I loved how they brought us right back into the zone again. So you have that drone that, I can't do it low enough, da, but then in a fifth up, there's a fifth above it, which I'm not going to try to do from another instrument, that's giving it a great Celtic vibe right now. So, sorry, I just had to chime in with this. Mouth organ. Oh, wow. First, I want to clarify myself. I did say mouth organ. It's actually called a mouth harp, you know, but it is in a single tone. It's in one drone note. But the inflections of it, and you can change the tone of it going like a wah-wah pedal with your mouth, wah-wah, yeah, doing that as you play. I really, really love this, and it is a powerful, across the board piece of music that has everything in it that is a call to action to charge, go for it. You know, if it's a call to action to get ready and go for war, or it's a power cry, that's how it got me. But musically, I noticed, you know, they did start cutting into the fact that there is a bass and the guitar there, but it did not take precedence over the power of the music that was established with the organic original sounds of the two fiddles. And one of those two strings is the lower note one, and then they're doing these kind of gliss style, you know, that kind of, you feel that. And then when the drums came in and the guitar and the bass came in, it came in as a support to that. And if you listen to that again, you'll still see the engineering. The decision was left that the Tuvan singing really stayed real powerful and stereo in your head. But when I got really excited at the end, and go back and listen to it, listen to that last kind of fading Tuvan voice call, if you would, and you start hearing that high-end whistle in it. That's not a trick. That's not a plug-in. It's not an outboard gear. That is what these singers can do with their voice, and it is so cool. So yeah, I'm a little over the moon about this, and I want to go down deep and figure out more about these guys. Once again, there's links below to the names of the musicians, the instruments, even a couple of the interviews. I think it's really worth a check, because here are these guys that are so stoic and so prideful in their Mongolian history, and Turkey, I believe there's that's all kind of coupled in there. And yet, when you hear them talk about their music in that one interview, or talk about what they're cooking their gruel for the day, you know, I mean, they're really personable, and I really like that, and I really think that is a very big, powerful piece of who they are now and what their success will be. But what do I know? They're in Mongolia. I'm in a little bitty island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, right? So thank God for YouTube. All right, aloha. Later.